Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're jumping into a story that is just fascinating. It's right at that perfect intersection of ancient history and some seriously futuristic tech. We're going to explore how modern AI is cracking a puzzle that's literally been around for thousands of years, all centered on one of the most famous buildings ever. Okay, let's get into it.
And here's the big question right out of the gate. The Great Lighthouse of Alexandria. Was it just a simple beacon? A big fire to guide ships home? Or was it something way more advanced? Could it have actually been a kind of primitive laser? Yeah, that's the wild, incredible question we're looking at today.
So let's set the scene a little. We're talking about the Pharos of Alexandria, one of the legit seven wonders of the ancient world. For centuries, this thing was a towering monument to the incredible skill of Hellenistic engineers. It was just this massive beacon on the coast of Egypt. But what it could really do, that's always been a mystery. Now, what's so cool about this is the very specific problem that scientists are trying to solve today. This quote, it just gets right to the heart of it all. They're basically testing if the legends could even be true. If this ancient lighthouse, using nothing but polished mirrors and fire, could really throw a beam of light over 60 kilometers of hazy ocean. And this brings us right to the massive engineering puzzle. I mean, it's a two-headed monster of a problem that would be tough to solve even now, never mind 2,000 years ago. You've got this enormous distance, and then you have a really difficult environment. Let's just focus on that number for a second. 60 kilometers. Seriously, think about that. We're not talking about just seeing a faint glow on the horizon. The legends suggest they could project a useful, functional beam of light across that absolutely staggering distance. To kind of put that in perspective for you, 60 kilometers, that's like standing in Manhattan and sending a signal all the way to Trenton, New Jersey. Or if you're in central London, it's like shining a light all the way out to Reading. Now imagine trying to do that with just a mirror and a bonfire. That's the huge ambition we're talking about.
Right, and it wasn't a straight shot through crystal clear air. The second, and maybe even tougher obstacle, was the atmosphere itself. The Mediterranean is known for its haze. All that moisture and the shifting temperatures in the air can bend light, scatter it, or just swallow it up completely. It's basically like trying to shine a really powerful flashlight through a thick fog.
So how in the world do you even begin to solve a puzzle like this, especially when the lighthouse has been gone for centuries? Well, you build a time machine. Or, the next best thing. A ridiculously powerful AI simulation that can bridge that huge gap between the past and the present. The real hero of this story is this high-fidelity atmospheric AI. It's basically a tool that lets scientists digitally rebuild the exact environmental conditions of the ancient Mediterranean coast, and they can do it with a precision that would have been pure science fiction just a few years ago. Okay, so to pull this off, the AI has to calculate something with a fancy name, thermal refractive indices. It sounds super complicated, but the idea is actually pretty simple. It's just a way to measure how much light bends when it moves through different layers of air that have different temperatures. You know how a straw looks bent in a glass of water? It's that same idea, but the AI is doing it for a beam of light traveling through miles and miles of ancient air. Now, for the AI to get this right, you have to feed it some very specific, very crucial data. It has to know everything about the ancient atmosphere, the heat, the humidity, all of it. It needs a super precise model of the mirror, which was probably a parabolic shape to focus the light. And, this is a big one, it has to know the exact reflectivity of polished bronze, which is the metal they would have used back then. So here's the play-by-play of how the AI cracks the case. First, it builds a digital version of that hazy ancient atmosphere. Then, it models that giant bronze mirror, figuring out exactly how it would catch and shoot out a beam of light. And then, for the final step, it fires that virtual beam and tracks every single moment of its journey across 60 kilometers of the simulated world. And when you run this simulation, not once but thousands of times, an answer starts to shine through all that data. We're actually moving away from just guessing and into the world of scientific probability. The true power of the Pharos Lighthouse is finally coming into focus. So this chart perfectly lays out the big questions the AI was built to answer. Was the Pharos just a simple beacon, basically a big bonfire on a tower? Or, with one of those special parabolic mirrors, could it have been a really focused, high-luminosity signal, kind of like a giant spotlight? Or, and this is the exciting one, could they have focused it so intensely that it acted like a primitive laser? Well, after crunching all the numbers, the AI gave us an answer. The simulations proved that with a well-made bronze parabolic mirror, a focused, powerful signal was not just possible, it was highly probable. They absolutely could have sent a clear, strong beam of light 60 kilometers. The whole primitive laser idea, though, turns out that was a bit beyond their reach. The kind of energy and precision needed for that was just too much for the tech of the time. So at the end of the day, what this research really shows us is how powerful it is to combine these two worlds. We're using our modern AI to look back at ancient engineering, and in doing so, we've confirmed that the Pharos wasn't just some landmark. It was a seriously sophisticated piece of optical technology. It's a true testament to just how brilliant its creators were, and it gives you a whole new respect for what they could accomplish. And that just leaves us with one last, really tantalizing thought. The Pharos is just one mystery that we've managed to shine a light on. As our own technology gets more and more powerful, you have to wonder, what other ancient secrets, things we thought were lost to time forever, are just sitting out there waiting for us to find the right modern key to unlock them?